The best form of a tasbih, Hadith Juwayriyah radiyallahu anha, she was one of the wives of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it's reported that he came out from his house in the morning to lead Salat al-Fajr, and he walked back into his house. Juwayriyah radiyallahu anha was sitting fi musallaha, inside the house, making dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam left. Up until the dawn prayer, up until al-dhuhr, just before al-dhuhr, he walked back in his house. She was still sitting in the same position making dhikr. For Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, are you still in the same position I left you? So she said, Naam, yes. For Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said to her, I recited 4 phrases and I repeated them 3 times. I made a dhikr that would take almost approximately 1 minute, not even. If it was to be weighed with everything that you said from the morning up until now, if it was to be weighed, what I said in 1 minute would outweigh what you said. Allahu Akbar. So the ulama, rahimahumullah, they said this dhikr in less than a minute earns you the reward of al-Hajj wal-Umrah. What is this dhikr? There are different narrations to it. One of them, and the most common and the famous that we know is Subhanallah wa bihamdih, adada khalqih, wa rida nafsih, wa zinata arshih, wa midada kalimatih. What's the sahih and the absolute authentic bi'idhnillah, found in Sahih Muslim, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi adada khalqih, Subhanallah rida nafsih, Subhanallah zinata arshih, Subhanallah midada kalimatih. Repeating the word Subhanallah before every phrase. What kind of dhikr is this? 3 times repeated. Any time during the day or the morning. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi adada khalqih. You're saying Subhanallah wa bihamdihi equal to the creation of Allah. Allah already from the very beginning, Allahu Akbar. What kind of tasbih is that? Equal to the creation of Allah. Yani this includes even the grain of sand, and it includes all the creation of mankind, from Adam alayhi salam up until the last person that lives. Adada khalqih, meaning you're saying it for every single creation of Allah. How much is this? Allahu Akbar. Something that you, unlimited number, infinite, you'll never be able to calculate. And it just gets better. Subhanallah rida nafsih, meaning I make tasbih in the amount that earns me your pleasure. You've already began and you're saying, oh Allah, I make tasbih in the amount of what you have created, and I make tasbih in the amount of earning your pleasure. Subhanallah zinata arshih, and I say Subhanallah equal to the weight of the throne of Allah Azza wa Jal. That the only throne that is bigger than the kingdom is the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every other king on earth, his throne is always smaller than what he owns, always smaller than his kingdom. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's arsh, the throne of Allah itself is bigger than everything that Allah Azza wa Jal created besides it. Subhanallah. Shuf, wal arsh. Arsh means a roof because it is the roof of creation. Subhanallah midada kalimatih, and I make tasbih of Allah equal to the count of His words. What are the words of Allah? In Surah Luqman, Allah tells us, if all the trees on earth were to be made writing pencils, and all the oceans on earth were to be made ink, and you begin to write the words of Allah, the oceans would finish, and the trees would finish. Ma nafidat kalimatullah, and the words of Allah, the names of Allah would not finish. When you say Subhanallah midada kalimatih, you're making tasbih to something that you won't even be able to write during your entire life if you were to write 24/7 and have no break. Allahu Akbar. And all of this in this one special dhikr.